This race, just talking about this race is not an easy race. This is a race where dangerous just to getting to the starting line, and if you make it, it's one of the toughest races on earth.
Kathmandu is such a massive cultural shock as we're scrambling to get the last few things that we need ahead of our trek, and you're hit with noises, smells, activity, and it's unreal to get on with your day and do what you need to do while being immersed in the organised chaos that is happening around you.
Getting to base camp, and what we do is we take a helicopter from Kathmandu to Lukla, and after that it's 9 days trek to the start line at Everest Base Camp.
I felt a change when we came out of Kathmandu. We sort of went up in the helicopter, saw the valley, came across, and just as we're sort of mountains just kept coming out of nowhere, and just felt really like, you know, left all the hustle and bustle behind. There's no cars, you can't see anything, phone doesn't work, it's just great. So felt really sort of ready to get stuck into it and get started.
You know, for the few days we were in Kathmandu, in the back of your mind you're always thinking, you know, well, the main reason here is to do the trek, so it was pretty exciting to get started.
Hello.
Now I'm pumped. Yeah, excitement. There's no other feeling other than excitement. Today was like a good taste, but cruisy, so now I'm keen.
Just really admiring the scenery, the track. I thought a lot about the people that we have passed and have seen, and how friendly the Nepalese people are, how giving they are. And I couldn't tell you what else I thought about. Nonsense, probably.
We'll cover so much changes, many suspension bridges we go to cross, including the famous Hale Bridge, which is almost 130 meters high.
I can't believe we're here. That was my day today, which was, we're doing it. I'm not broken. I'm really enjoying it. And it was a bit of a cycle of that.
There's a few things I'm getting worse as I get a bit older, and heights is definitely getting worse. I was probably thinking, I wonder how many of these bridges we're going to have to go over.
While walking along the street, we just have to be careful about animals, yaks, mules. They don't stop for you.
The long hard day you do, and then you just come around a little corner and you just see the entire of Namche in front of you, and you go, wow, look at the size of this place, and all the colours and everything on all the houses, and they all look clean and just contrasting against the mountain. Best part is when you see that, for sure.
Namche has this special feeling to it. It's been kind of circled on the map as the last little safety net before we go up the mountain. And after this, we're sort of left with what we've got. But we also know in 7 days, when that big race is done, we'll all be back here and that this will be the finish line.
So we left Namche Bazaar with the view that we were really starting to climb into the altitude.
So at 3,500 meters, we will start to feel the altitude. Understand will not feel well, you will feel different, and this will start to be a battle with your mind. You have to be strong. We all have to be strong.
Well, yeah, last night when I went to bed, I was a little concerned that this was going to be. I knew it would be tough, but after day 2, I thought, geez, I didn't think I'd be this banged up.
Today is walking along very high tracks. And I really have learnt that I do not like heights.
Everyone's dealing with their own little problems. We've all got issues relating to the altitude, the miles we're doing, but all you have to do is walk every day. So the struggles of us walking every day pale into insignificance, seeing these people lugging loads that you wouldn't even, bigger than them, and the hard life they have and everything. So it's been a really, really big eye-opener, and I'm not missing anything.
At 4,000 meters will be above the tree lines, no? And in the alpine region, we lose their protection from the weather and are open to the elements.
We passed through the tree line and we got sent on some crazy trail that I've never done anything like that in my life before. We were like walking on the edge of a cliff that you couldn't see the bottom of, just went to the centre of the earth.
If you'd asked me yesterday if I could do something like that, I would have said no. And if you asked me to do it tomorrow, I would struggle.
Probably today was more about me than any other day. Less about everybody else. I was just feeling very scared, and then I was pissed off that I was scared. I didn't handle that very well. I was really angry, and then I felt like a loser. But actually then when we got to morning tea, and it was just all a bit much for me, then I'll start crying again. I just went and sat outside. And I was a little bit sad, and this tiny little girl came up to me. And she saw me and she ran up. And she came up to me with her finger and she went like this and this, and she said, "What's this? What's this?" And I said, "Oh, tears." And she said, No, be happy." And then I just hung out with her and she made me happy.
I think, because we were in a group and we basically had to do it, the mindset was you just got to go. So you sort of send yourself there.
Three nights, everyone, not one night only. 3 nights, 5,000, 5,180, 5,364 meters. You know? We spend more time at altitude, and then we might feel a little bit more. Tomorrow is the day, everyone, no? Like most people can feel a little bit more altitude. But again, let me remind you, everyone, you never, ever compare this to your home. Right? You just never forget where you are. So you're sleeping or you are walking at 5,000 meters. What is your elevation back home?
1.
0.
0. 10.
Exactly. Never forget where you are.
At 4,000, everything changed. Everything got real. The scale of this place is, you couldn't explain it. I doubt you'll even be able to capture it. It's just you look up, then you look up again, you look up some more, and then you still can't see the top of the mountains.
We've had this discussion, a few of us here, that some of us feel good, some of us don't, and you sort of just don't know what you're going to get on the next day.
Keep your eyes on the flags, just head up, because as well, I think, you know, when you're starting to feel tired, you've got your pack on and you're just trudging, it can feel a bit downbeat. Today we wound in and out and up and down and on the side of cliffs and down by the river. I felt like we covered a bit more variety of landscape.
You look down and you see helicopters. It's so wrong.
Ferrichet to Lukla and then up the memorial stairs to the Everest Memorial.
So it's quite an interesting experience that you have. Like, you're very uncomfortable, you're very cold, it's very windy, but you are literally in the middle of the memorial site.
Which is quite a confronting and emotional scene where you see families and friends of dedicated or built memorials to people that have lost their lives on Everest. How profoundly difficult, you know, conquering Everest is, and the danger that particularly the Sherpas put themselves in year after year while their family stayed home. It's just amazing to see and to grow a more respect for the Sherpas and the guides that, you know, put in superhuman efforts so that the people that want to do this expedition get there as safely as possible.
Halfway between whatever was the town before Gorokshep, I started to feel, I'm describing it as a mix of hungover and drunk at the same time, is my best way of explaining it. So I was obviously getting altitude sick, and I think that was pretty clear when we reached Gorokshep. That's how it was, and Dinesh was very, very helpful, our leader, at making a nice decision of descending quite quickly.
Yeah, yesterday I found really tough. I hadn't had a great sleep the night before. I had a bit of the headaches and I could see Emma starting to deteriorate, and I thought, oh gosh, is this going to hit us all?
We're now in that real alpine, cold, everything you've heard about Mount Everest has now become very, very real.
We're going to base camp today, so it's sort of the final leg of the trekking, and now the sort of race. The race is now looming just as large as the mountains behind me, to be honest. Like, it's starting to get quite exciting. Bit nervous as well. Never done a marathon before, so that'll be interesting. Certainly never done one at this altitude.
Yeah, I think one of the things I've learned, or I've always known that, you know, you can have a plan, but the best laid plan, you know, it will always change. And I think more than ever on this trip, we've learned that Mother Nature is in control, and we've had a couple of people had to change plans because of that.
I got the option to do the half marathon, which
I've taken up on, and I'll be doing a big day today, 9 hours to get back down to the start of the half marathon after base camp.
My trusted advisors, Dinesh and Brick, recommended the half marathon would probably be better for me, given the terrain from Everest Base Camp through the glacier to sort of Lobouchet, given my sort of trepidation with heights and them having observed me over the last sort of 10 days. That was their sage advice, and deep down it's the best decision for me. Yeah. When I signed up for the trek and the tour, you know, in my mind it was sort of the be all and end all was the marathon, to do the world's highest marathon. But then over the last sort of 12, 13 days, 10 days of trekking, I've realised the marathon's just maybe 5 to 8% of the actual journey that we're on.
We're at Everest Base Camp. The end of the bloody world, it seems. Pretty insane, actually. Pretty cool that we made it here. The hardest part is definitely the altitude, like it just kicks you in the guts when you really don't need it to. It's a very humbling experience and totally different to any other trek you could ever do when you add 5,000 metres of altitude into it. So far it's quite warm, but I imagine in the middle of the night we're going to be quite freezing. The toilets are quite simple and quite basic, and the sleeping arrangements are going to be quite simple and quite basic, but that's what we have to do to run the world's highest marathon.
I think everything's frozen. Look at the water. Somehow we managed to survive. Look at your water. I'll see if I can open them. Jeepers creepers. Oh, everything's so wet. What can we see? Oh, that's a bit wet. It's a bit frosty. Oh, yeah. It's a bit wet and cold. Everyone's up. And you can't see anything.
Okay, just getting ready for a little safety brief. Not sure how fucking safe you can make this. There's a wave wardy, my brother in arms. Woohoo!
All the times. Track is losing, sometimes it's busy. So lots of animals comes on the track. You have to.
We're on the Khumbu Glacier, third largest in the world, I believe.
1 second. 9, 8, 6, 4,
अस्तिको कुरा बिर्स्यौ कि कुन्नी रेशम
It was a weird experience changing the plan from obviously doing a full to a half, which was out of my control, so I decided to just have a go. It took me 3 hours and 21 minutes to run/walk 21k, so I was happy.
And you came second.
Half marathon. The second winner is Dalbahadur Kumar. Sorry, Emma Williams.
And I came second. Yes, out of a few.
My one word to describe the trip would be breathtaking.
Jaw-dropping.
Life-changing, I guess.
Success.
Spectacular.
Insane.
Totally unbelievable. Gratitude for people who are living their life here.
Oh yeah, good point.
My love for you, Dinesh, is a 3 out of 10.
Jam, jam.